So let me ask y'all a question. What do birthdays and funerals have in common? Apparently, me. This year they had me in common. Welcome back to Prayers and Cusswords, where softness and survival coexist. And baby, if you've been listening to the last few episodes, then you know life has been lifing. Last week I was sitting in critical care with blood clots in both lungs. And this week I spent my birthday at a funeral. At this point, life got me feeling like I'm on somebody's spiritual group project and everybody else dropped the class. Now, before y'all get sad, this is not a depressing episode. Matter of fact, it was one of the best birthdays I've had in years. And that's the crazy part. Because birthdays are supposed to be about celebrating life. Funerals are supposed to be about mourning death. But somewhere between the birthday mimosas I didn't have and the obituary I did have, I realized they're actually asking the same question. What are you doing with the time you've been given? Now, if you've listened to my last episode, Burnout, Blood Clots, and the Search for Safety, then you know I've been sitting with a question. Not why I got sick, why my life feels upside down, or why everything seems to be falling apart at the exact same fucking time. But the question underneath all of that is, do I actually feel safe? And maybe more importantly, have I ever? Because when I started reflecting on it, some of the only times I truly felt safe were when life forced me to stop. I'm talking the pandemic, the furloughs, the medical leave, the hospital visits, moments when nobody needed anything from me. Moments when I wasn't performing or trying to prove something. It was moments when I could just exist. And while I was sitting in that funeral on my 38th birthday, something clicked. Maybe safety was never the destination, but maybe the search was. Now hear me out. I consider year 37 to be the year that introduced me to myself rather than the year that broke me. And listen, 37 put belt to ass. Let's not fake. Let's not romanticize this shit. 37 said, you think you're grown? Bet. Let me tell you, my father died, my mom got sick, my career got shaky, finances got fucked up, my faith was tested, and the men, Jesus Christ, the men deserve their own episode. Matter of fact, several episodes. 37 had me out here collecting lessons like Pokemon cards. Catch 'em all, goddammit. And then, just when I thought life was done teaching me shit, blood clots in both lungs. Because apparently the universe said, let's make sure she gets the message. But here's the thing. Prayers and Cusswords was born in the middle of all of that. Not after, not once everything got better, not once I healed, and certainly not once I figured it all out. Because if you've been following me at all, I don't got this shit figured out. But Prayers and Cusswords came in the middle of all that chaos, in the middle of all that grief and uncertainty, and in the middle of me trying to figure out who the hell I was. And that's what 37 gave me. It gave me. Not the HR specialist, not the employee or the daughter, the mother, not the woman trying to earn love, and certainly not the woman trying to earn acceptance or the woman trying to prove she belonged. But the creator, the writer, the storyteller, the voice, the woman behind Prayers and Cusswords. And then the pastor said some shit that took me completely out. Now, mind you, we're sitting at this funeral, trying to be respectful, trying to act like adults, trying to keep it together. And this man says, I'd be a poor frog if I didn't brag about my pond. Complete silence. And then from somewhere down the pew, my cousin yells out, "What?" When I tell you, me and my cousins, we lost it. We lost it. Like, we were done, gone, finished. For a moment, we weren't adults sitting at that funeral. We were kids again. Sitting shoulder to shoulder in a church pew, trying not to laugh too loud. And the beautiful thing is, the pastor was right. Because I've spent so much of my life looking at what I haven't accomplished, what I haven't built, what I haven't become, that I forgot to look around. I forgot to look at the pond. My pond. Not perfect, not finished, not where I ultimately want to be, but mine. I built this pond through grief, through depression, through ADHD, through motherhood, heartbreak, rejection, blood clots. I built this pond through every version of myself that had to die so this version could live. And I'd be a poor frog if I didn't acknowledge that shit. I'd be a poor frog if I didn't stop for a second and appreciate how far I've come. Because somewhere along the way, I stopped being excited about birthdays. For my ladies, 35 and up, maybe, you can relate. Because, I mean, after 30, it felt like another year. Another number. Another reminder that time keeps moving. But now I think birthdays are invitations. Not to celebrate getting older, but to celebrate getting closer. Closer to yourself, your purpose, your truth. Closer to the person you came here to ultimately become. So this year at 38, or as I'm calling it, 30 great, I have one declaration. Not a resolution, not a goal, a declaration. Everything leads to essence. Now, when I say essence, I don't just mean the festival. I mean the feeling. I mean alignment, purpose, community, creativity, visibility. I mean trusting my voice enough to let it lead. I don't know exactly how I'm getting there. I don't know if I'm attending speaking, creating, collaborating, recording, or simply walking through those gates is proof that I listen to myself. What I do know is, though, every decision I make this year should move me closer to the woman who belongs in those spaces. Because 37 was the search. 38 is the embodiment. 37 was me asking, who am I? 38 is acting like I know. 37 was surviving. 38 is becoming. So, what do birthdays and funerals have in common? Time. That's it. Time. One reminds you that you've got some, while the other one reminds you that it runs out. And somewhere in between those moments is your life. Your messy, beautiful, imperfect, ridiculous life. The pond you're standing in right now. And you can spend that life wishing you had somebody else's pond, or you can start appreciating your own. Me? Well, I'm 38 years old. This is day one. And I'd be a poor frog if I didn't brag about my pond. Until next time, this has been Prayers and Cusswords, where softness and survival coexist.